Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of the Managersim beginner series. And of course, we're at Elfsborg in Sweden. The last episode was just before the season break. We're now well into the season break, and I'll show you what's been going on with the side at the moment. So let's go in and find out what's been happening. So it's now 10th of June. The actual pre-season is well underway. All the league tables have been reset. All those players throughout the whole leagues that have been on free on relegation clause from last season have now been freed and available to buy on the transfer market. The problem that we've had is still the same problem, is that we've got far too many players in our squad. We've had a very high amount of good youngsters come into the side, which is quite unusual, but it's good to see though. So we had to make some serious choices during the last few ticks of which players we might have to transfer who not normally would have been transferred, but need to make room for any potential new guys coming in, because there are quite a few bargain really good players on the free transfer markets that I have made bids for and hopefully will get one or two if the board let me have more players. So if you look into the club history currently, you could see that we've already got one guy on the free transfer, which is great news, but we had to sell a few other players. We sold 4 players in the last couple of months, and then we bought these 2 players who, you remember, they were the guys that we went to Malmo and see how good they are and would they want to come to us. We made some high bids. We actually got both of them, which was great news. Ivan is now going to be one of our best defenders. He's going to feature in our first team all the time, and he's joined by Patrick Elman, who's our star striker. He's only 17, nearly 18, but he's got a 96 shot, 87 speed, 82 control. His secondary stats are good, very good, and they could still rise because he's only 17 years old. At Malmo last season, he was a former youth player. It actually doesn't say there, but he actually did very well. So I'm glad he's on our books. But let's see what's happening in our mail. As you can see, there's our 2 players that we bought. We then played a friendly against the Italian side, Pistorizzi. I think I can't pronounce how you say that. A couple of free transfers cancelled because the wage was too high. You will get that a lot. So sometimes when you put in a new wage bill, the player's already gone. He's gone to another side. So let's see what's he. No, you can see why I'm going for him though. He is a very good player. He's got released by Kalmar because they finished in the relegation zone. So we have to put a new contract in. Can't be 24,000 because it's too high. So I'm going to put 15,000. See if he accepts that. The chances are he'll probably go over to Napoli or Real in Spain because they're much higher level sides than us, but it's no harm bidding for him. Let's see who else. Oberman, his wage of 50,000 is too high. He's still on the transfer market, 99 tackling. You can see why I'm going for him, but I can't bid. The weekly salary 50,000 is too high. Let's go down to 30,000 for him. Again, it's highly unlikely we might not get him. Because other sides are higher levels are applying for him. Another free transfer. 25, very good midfielder. If I get one of these, then that would be amazing. 18,000. Big club, take the big club out because I might then lose him in 3 months' time to a bigger side. Carl Lord, I think he's a defender, English defender. Yeah, he'd be very good. Was it the wage of 38,000 was too high? Okay, I have to put lower than that. So I'll put in 25,000. So these are the players I looked at already. Another one too high, 37. He's still available and he's an international as well. God, he's only 19. What was his wage too high? 37,000. Okay, let's bid lower than that then. 36. No, let's go lower. 30. Luckily, our actual wage bill is actually pretty low, so we can afford 2 or 3 of these. And then we're just going to our normal youth team player, another good youth team player. This is a former youth. He wants another new contract, so I'll keep him for another 6 months. Another youth player who's now just joined into our side, Frederick Strand, he's pretty decent. Roger Rugbird has extended his contract, another decent youngster. Now, as always, if you've got a youth side, you have to go and decide if they're worthy staying in our side. Bowman, pretty decent striker, just turned 17, 70 shot, but I'm unsure, so I'm going to use my assistant, which is free, remember, because he's part of your inside. 8.7. How many attackers have we got on our side? I think we got a lot. Yeah, 8. No, I'll have to say no to him because we got far too many strikers in our squad as it is. It's a shame. Just it happens. Workberg, no, you've gone. You're not good enough. So again, you'll get new youth players coming in all the time, like this one here. He's a new youth player. How good is he? Oh God, he's a 77 midfielder, 454. I've never seen so many decent youth players in one side that have come through academy. Elfsborg seems to be a little gem of a side, so he's good. So what does the assistant think? Is he? Oops, that didn't work. Assistant report. See what he says. 9.3. Yeah, he hasn't got any win trophies, but 9.3 is still really good. So he's going to join our side, which means then our midfielders will go up from 48 players. That's way too high. So I'm going to have 49 players where things are going. I'm going to have literally close to 50 players. So I've got a feeling a lot of those free transfers will not come in because our squad is just far too big. Any good youth player there? One of our first free transfers we asked for, he joined Juventus. Yeah, I can see why. He'll do well there. Lindgren, another youth player. Yeah, that's the one we just offered a new contract. Safari. Yeah. Problem is, we've got so many decent youth players at the moment that I have to loan list a lot of them because I won't be playing the games. Far too much competition. Again, the problem we've got is that we've got far too many players, and most of them are youngsters. Like there's another decent youngster, another attacker. Is he any good? 8.4. No, he's not that good actually. So he will be. Well, if I didn't have as many players, I would have bought, join and promote him to the first team and then sell him for a profit. But I can't even do that. We played a friendly against Malmo, which they beat us 2-0. Unhappy players. Yeah, too many midfielders. Again, too many players. Again, always when you finish reading the mail, always do some general housekeeping. And clear up your mail box so it doesn't look too bad. There you go. So it looks much better now. And also it gives you a good idea what you need to look at. So what's the new player we got then? Bookie. 11 million. Oh, yeah. He's going to do amazing for our side. Very, very good stats there. We're building a really good team here of youngsters and experienced players. So obviously I've got to put him into the side before I forget. So he'll take the place of Bowman. Bowman, who's our very good attacking midfielder. But he's not as good as Bookie. So Bowman, I'll keep Bowman actually. His secondary stats are really high. So I have to make some really hard decisions now who to keep because I've got far too many players. I've made some bids for some players as well, as you do. I really needed a good goalie, so I made a bid for a goalie there and another decent defender, which for only 3 million, and his rating is 96. I've got plenty of points there, so credits there. So he's actually a 8.9, but he'd be a good backup. So I'll go back to him again and I'll make a bid of 20,000 for 9 months. So I need to go into the first team now and free transfer someone because I can free transfer one player a tick because I'm still very new. So who I'm going to free transfer? Slayman, I'm afraid. I had a warning about too many midfielders. So can I free transfer a midfielder? All these, it's a shame because all these youngsters are good, but we just haven't got the room to put them all in. And Dahl, who actually had some first team games last season, is going to be sold, free transferred. So if you're in the Italian game world, get this player. He'll do wonders for you. And of course there are two. So currently our first team now looks like, yeah, you can see why we need a new goalie. We've got Garn Ostlund, who's our star youth player. Was Garn a youth player? No, he wasn't. He was from Gothenburg. Bishmir, the new star defender. Donovan, who's been listed, he'll eventually go, and I could put one of the new youngsters in there actually, like Nyman maybe, or Tengstrom, and they could feature a bit more, or Dystram. Okay, so let's see who's best then. Nyman, assistant, former youth player. Tengstrom, former youth player. And Dystrom, who can take that mid. I'm looking for a really good stat. Nyman, you're 8.8. Tengstrom, 9.2. Dystrom, 9.1. Okay, so it's Tengstrom who will go midfield right to replace Donovan. Oh, actually, why is Donovan? Oh yeah, because Donovan's listed, that's why. So Tengstrom goes over, yeah. He's got a fitness of 74 in the moment, so I think the reserves are playing all these pre-season games at the moment, so we should be alright. There's Strand, put Strand in as number 15, and then put the first team up. Okay, what does my youth side, your reserves look like? Your reserves should be all those other 16, 17 year olds who are not playing. So Karlstrom, you're going to be replaced by the new guy Hay. Oh sorry, not Hay, Strand, the new youth player we just promoted. Okay, Tabiz, you're a regular striker, so I'm going to give you I'm going to give Hay a chance now to feature. These guys will mostly play in the pre-season friendly games to boost their stats basically against other opposition. So I might have to. Oh, Safari's a bit low, 83 fitness. I might have to. Oh, I got 2 Safari, both strikers in the side, so I can pretend they're brothers. Yeah, I'll give the youngsters a chance to develop more if they're in friendlies. Oh, Rudenberg, very good, but your fitness is only 72, so you need to rest. I'll put Karlstrom, you were out and you're now back in. Okay. Oh, okay, we need one more striker, because warning lineup's incomplete, because you can see there's no number 10, so I need to put number 10 in. Someone on full fitness. Yeah, Algrim, you'll get up there in front. Reserves. So it's going to be interesting in the next couple of ticks if we get any of those free transfer players. I like them, I hope we do, but it means we're going to have even more problems, because none of these players are actually getting bids yet. So if that happens, there's 2 things you can do. You can change their transfer list and lower the transfer list to say just under what their value is. So this guy's value is 1.2 million. He was listed for 1.8, but there's been no bids. So I've actually listed him now at 1 million, which is under his value, but you might get some bids. Slayman, you're going, you're 20,000, you'll be free transferred next tick if you're not sold. Ferrand, 1.6 value, what's your transfer at the moment? 6.5 million, yeah, that'll go down to 2.5 million. And hopefully I might get some bids. Donovan, your contract is due soon, so if you're not sold by September 2008, you'll be free transferred anyway, so it saves me doing a free transfer there. I'll change your list price. Yeah, he's not getting any bids, that's why these prices are too high. My mistake. So I might get some more bids now. A couple more strikers are going. Gert, 292,000. What was your listed price? 275. Okay, you stay then. Hansen, 599,000. Leader type, potential captain there. Yes, I'm going to move that down to 500,000. Try this. Move your transfer value down a bit. Always aim high, then move it down if you're not getting any bids. And then Kalmark, guy who never scores. His stats have gone down from 91 to 87. His value at 594. He's not getting any bids at 1.5, 1.3 million. He's on a big contract, so I can only do maximum 1.4 million anyway. But he's not getting anywhere near that. So 550,000 then. Okay. So our striking lineup looks pretty decent. We need to get rid of strikers though. So what I might do is this guy here. How long has he been with us? more than 3 months, I can list you then. This for sale, bid you for 950,000 and see what happens. That will then get the attacking field from 8 down to 7. I need to put someone on the list to get that midfield and stop the board telling me to get rid of players. So you could do another trick. If you need to list someone but you don't really want to sell them, put a real high price up. And if they are, then get a bid from a side, then your quid's in because you sold them for much higher than you thought you would. So I don't really want to sell him, but I need to put them on the list to get that warning back down. So there you go, on 8 and 8 now. Yeah, we've got far too many players, that's the problem. Dijkstram, where is he? Dijkstram 9.1, that's why I'm keeping him. Okay, Chuba, the guy who never got his fitness levels up. How good actually are you? 9.4, okay, that's why you're staying with the side then. Actually, if you're 9.4, why aren't you in the first team? Oh, this is showing the reserves at the moment. Let's see what the first team looks like. There's the first team. What's our... Oh yeah, our midfield 3 are really decent. Binsbergen, Brulati, and the new guy, Bocci. We have got a really good midfield there. Overall, the side looks really good, but again, our goalie's a bit weaker, so we're hopefully going to get that new goalie in. But again, we need to get rid of players. That's the same problem. Another way of actually getting more bids from computer sides, if you put a press release. So you can actually put a press release which will appear in the newspaper. You can do anything you like. So you go press there, and then you add press release, and then you type in the headline. This is a little trick that Berhan told us about. If you put sale and then just some crap like this, and then preview, it will appear in a newspaper like that, and then accept, then that will appear in the next tick's paper in here under articles, and that might give that kind of gets the AI sides take notice that you've got players for sale, and you might doesn't always work though, you might get a few more bids. So let's just look at some quick stats before we leave. Youth Academy, with the 8th best Youth Academy now. We've got 53 million in the bank, nice and healthy. Our wage bill is only 330,000. So in fact, for some weeks, we are actually making money during the pre-season. That wage bill will rise if we get any of the free transfer players. I think we can cater to at least double that, and we'll be all right. Our stadium league prices. As soon as the pre-season starts, your league, cup, league and international prices reset, so always go back in and set them a bit higher if you want to. International games is when you're in Europe, and we are, I think, into total, aren't we? Yes. We've got 53 million in the bank, so I'm going to actually start building some more seats. For another 3 million, I could build 2,000 more seats, and that'll take 91 game days, so a few ticks. So that'd be cool. If you are super rich, you can actually build a stadium up to 80,000, but I think you need a good 100 odd million to do that, and it will take over a year game time to do that as well. So as you can see, the league table's all been reset. That's why that really good player got released, because it was on free transfer market and Calmo were in relegate zones. If you look at any of these other leagues, like let's go to France, transfer list, and then free transfers. The transfer list will be much bigger than normal because a lot of these players were free transferred. So if we went back to the French league, and any players from these 3 sides, because in this game world France has only got 1 league, so it's quite easy to notice this. PSG, someone's at my club that I'm in another game world. Any players from Nantes, Marseille and Troyes, if you look on their free transfers, make a note of those players. See, there's one. This one, no one. This guy here, he must have had a free transfer clause, and he's been released, and now you can bid for him. I won't, because again I'm having that team problem. But if you were just starting a game in any of the game worlds, then the best time to start, really, if you have quite a small side, is during pre-season, just after June, game date June, because then you got the chance to sign all these really good players that were released by other clubs. So yeah, I won't go into the other countries because I might spot another player I want and I can't get him, because again I'll get a board warning. So that'll be it for now. So the next time you'll join us will be as the season starts again. As well as pre-season, all your fixtures have been redone again. So make sure you always go into the fixture list and set for your league games. Click on this little icon here and then set your tactics and your squads and your strategy, and then click for all remaining divisional match games and then update. And that will do it for all these league games, all in one go, which saves you a lot of time. Then do the same for your cup games and any internationals as well. For your friendlies, don't do that for all your friendlies, because some friendly games, pre-season friendly games, you might want to place your first team, and then in some other games you want to play your reserves. So for instance, I want to see what my main new look side look like. So for this friendly only, which is in the next tick, they're actually going to play that game. And then 2 days later, the reserves are playing, which is in a tick, 2 ticks later. And then the reserves again. Not so many friendlies. There's a bit of a... this is going to be interesting. As you can see there, the dates are the same. So as soon as the Toto Cup has been sorted out, the first couple of rounds, we'll know who our opponents will be. And this West Ham friendly game will then be moved further on during July, I guess. So if we look at the international cups and the Toto Cup, yeah, that round hasn't been decided. As soon as that round is then decided, we are in a second round, so we don't know who our opponents are yet, so hence why it hasn't been done yet. But anyway, that is it for now. So I hope you enjoyed this episode 12. Episode 13 will be done in a few days' time, real time, to give the game a chance to actually move on. And hopefully we'll sort out this lack of players. But as you can see, our squad is now building up to be really good for our league. And I'm hoping... oh yeah, that's it. When the game goes to the pre-season, the board aims may change. Above middle in the table, remember the season before it was relegation. You're hoping for third, so they want third. They'd be really happy if we get to third. I think we can do third, actually. Yeah, we're the only human side in this league, so I'm aiming for top, obviously, but if we get third, that would be good. Gothenburg were the league winners. You can see why. They had a good squad, but our squad's getting good. If we get into the top 2, we'll be in the Champions League next season. CL means Champions League, UC is UEFA Cup, and that's the Toto Cup, which we're in. And I think if we win the Toto Cup, then we're going to the UEFA Cup, if I'm right. But anyway, that's enough from me today. If you enjoyed this, please let me know, and I'll see you back for episode 13. Goodbye.